Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Dia, about to react to this ABBA video. So he is addressing these pregnancy allegations that he got 3 women pregnant. Spoiler alert, in the video, he admits that he slept with all of these women unprotected and skeeted in them, okay? He's saying that 2 of them for sure was pregnant. He doesn't really know about the 3rd one, but he does admit that he smashed raw after meeting her one time. I already watched the video, okay? Just throwing it out there. But, you know, it's only fair because I reacted to the other ladies and their side, so it's only fair that we get his side as well. So I will react to this. So it's almost 40 minutes, so I watched it to see what the most important parts were. The first 30 minutes, he spends it, rehashing how crazy the ex-girlfriend is, which is Libby, and how she, has lied about some things, except the pregnancy, because he himself told Preach that he knew for sure she was pregnant. Because in one of the previous live streams, Preach was like, was she even pregnant? I don't believe she was pregnant. And he's like, no, she was pregnant. Trust me, I know. So he admits that she was pregnant. But he said that she lied about other things and, basically, painting the picture that she's crazy. And my thing is, we already know that. No shade to this Libby lady, but we can see she's not wrapped too tight. She is a little off. She's definitely toxic. So we have already established that many, many videos ago. But he seems to keep, going in on that and making that the focal point of the video, which I find to be interesting. But the last about 8 minutes of the vid, he does address the other women and them being pregnant. So let's just hear what he has to say.
I just felt like the whole relationship, she was fraudulent to me because who she presented herself to be was just not real. But still, at the end of the day, still my L is not my business. So fast forward to 2026, after ending things with Libby, that's when I meet Kiara. So with Kiara, after talking for a few weeks, we meet up. She ends up getting pregnant.
So he talks to Kiara for a few weeks, and then they meet up after a few weeks. So I'm guessing he met her online. She said that they met in like Discord or whatever. Maybe she was a fan of his. I'm not exactly sure. But she also said that. And they meet up, and he then has unprotected sex with her, skeets in her, and she gets pregnant. This is the one who had all the receipts. This is the video that I reacted to where she showed herself in the doctor's office, with the pregnancy test. She had her paperwork. She had all her receipts lined up. She showed herself in ABBA's house, around ABBA. You could hear his voice. So she had a lot of evidence, to back up her claim. So he's acknowledging, her situation as well, saying that she was pregnant.
Wants to keep it. I'm supportive, despite her offering for me to disappear and not be involved. I never blocked her after finding out she was pregnant. She just ended up having a miscarriage.
And that's what she showed in the vid. She showed the doctor saying that, she was miscarrying. We understand that you were willing to, be in the child's life, I guess, because some people were saying that, ABBA is skeeting all these women and he's trying to abandon the kids. I don't know if I believe that per se. We don't have enough evidence to point to that, but we do have evidence to point to the fact that ABBA meets these women and barely knowing them at all, literally on their first meeting, he's sleeping with them unprotected and skeeting in them. We do know that. So that is something that is a bit odd that, I feel like he kind of brushes over, but it's like, why are you doing that exactly? That's very strange. And there are some people saying this is a bit odd. I don't trust these women because why they all having abortions? Why none of them having the baby? Because they don't know him. That's why. This is literally one night. It's kind of like a one-night stand, really. I mean, maybe you can't call it that because they continue to communicate to some degree after and before, but it's like they don't know him. That's why there's no baby. Who wants to have a baby by a stranger? Sure, you can say, well, duh, you're supposed to wrap it up and you're not supposed to sleep unprotected with somebody you barely know, obviously. But once they already get past that, they can't go back in time. So it's like, okay, well, what's the next best choice? It's to get rid of the baby because I don't even know the baby daddy. I only met him once. I only met him in person one time. So maybe that's why. But this woman, she obviously had a miscarriage. But when we think of Libby, even though they were in a relationship, it didn't even last 6 months in total. So she barely knew ABBA. With all the toxicity that took place in their relationship, they weren't even together half a year. And then the other girl from Switzerland, he's going to talk about her too.
It really affected her. You can read the screen text on here. I don't have to be part of this pregnancy if I don't want to. But I always told her I would be. I would be supportive. She said a couple positive things about me right here. And from that moment, we talked pretty regularly. She'd have her medical appointments because she was having some health issues and bleeding, and I was talking to her the whole time. Yeah, so the whole idea that I would get someone pregnant and just abandon them is not true.
Yeah, I don't believe that. And he also wanted to have the baby with Libby, and she even admitted to that. So I don't think that he's just trying to abandon the women, but you know, I do think it is odd that he's so eager to skeet in these women and, you know, create these broken homes, because you don't even know these women. So you're not in a relationship with them. You don't even know if you're actually compatible with them. So the chances of you actually being with them, I mean, I don't think they're very high when they're strangers, you know? So I do think it's strange that he's so, you know, willy-nilly with his seed.
Just a couple positive things about me. Right here. So in 2021, I meet Azure at Amazon. When I say I mean we collabed online. We did a stream together.
Oh, this was the black lady that I posted at the end of my last video. She never said she was pregnant by Abba though, so that's why I didn't spend a lot of time on that. But he wants to address it.
He'd ask me for advice about different things. We talk about our lives. It's cool. There'd be some flirting here and there. So yeah, 2 times when she visited Montreal, she wanted to meet up. I said no, so we just didn't meet up. Second time, we were both seriously considering meeting up, and we never met up. Nothing happened between us. Early on, she tried visiting Montreal, and I'm actually coming tomorrow morning. What area are you in? You can ignore me. And I said, I will, don't worry.
Damn.
Now, might seem harsh, but we're joking. Oh, so okay. Now we're in the final act, okay? Here's what happens. She's obviously wanting things, and I go, and then she replies to me with something that's really weird.
I'm not capable of flings like I used to be. Interesting. So now I'm taking it easy. I enjoy our flirting, but I don't think it would be possible for us to date. This was years ago.
He says, I could have easily fucked you over and said you brought me on your show just to fuck me. Mind you, we never met up once. We didn't share nudes, nothing. And I was like, oh shit, this went left real quick. And she goes, I didn't go left at all. I'm like, you've been saying this is just light and not serious at all forever, which she did. She would say this very often. In my head, I'm like, well, why would you threaten to blackmail me? And so I said to her,
that is weird.
No, this is weird. Please don't be texting me going forward. I prefer. Yeah, just cut contact, and I haven't spoken to her since. Even though since then she's contacted me a few times or tried to. Lady, we never met up. Nothing.
Okay, well, yeah, this is a non-issue. I didn't spend a lot of time talking about her situation.
Nothing happened between us. So in 2022, 2023, that's when I meet Stephie, who lives out in Switzerland. We only met up one time, and then we cut contact. I didn't hear from her until many, many months later.
So this is the Switzerland girl that he got pregnant. Y'all met up one time. So this is a second woman that he met up with one time and then skeeted in them raw.
And that is when she tells me that she was both pregnant and had an abortion. Was it mine? Was I involved? I have no idea. That's what she claimed. And all I did was assume that she was telling the truth. And
I don't see why she would lie about that. This is way before the video, by the way. He's saying this is back in 2023-ish. So if she's saying, hey, I got pregnant, but I got rid of it, what would she have to gain from that? I mean, maybe she is lying. I don't know this fucking lady. But, you know, this was way before she even got on camera and talked to Libby and all of that. So she had been told him that she was pregnant and she got rid of the baby.
Told her, okay? And the reason why I say that is, like, during that long period where we had no contact, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's up to. Me and her had reconnected a second time. And when we met up again, I find out that she's in a relationship. I told her, if we're going to do anything, you got to be single. Yeah, even though she was in this relationship, she was definitely being flirty. And she writes the message, I'm kind of in the process of ending a relationship. I want to say it has been drawn out for logistical reasons, but really, the reasons are deeply banal. Français, c'est banal. Like birthdays, family events, finding a good, respectful moment or whatever. That said, I'm loyal. I don't want to become a pre-cheating cliche, and neatly pivoting into seeing someone new 3 seconds later strikes me as spiritually cheap. But I say fair. I wouldn't support you cheating either. So no worries, I want you to be good regardless. And she goes, you wouldn't cheat with me? No. Now, in her defense, I think that last line is her being funny, right? But yeah, she was definitely being flirtatious. She had me a picture of him and her together, which I thought was so odd, considering that we'd already been involved in the past, me and her before. So, you know, kudos to her, I guess. Yeah, she wanted to be casual. She kind of intimated to me that. So the second reason why I'm not very trusting of this person, when me and her cut off contact the final time where I decided not to ever talk to her again, she was upset with me. She wanted to keep trying. So when I tell her I'm not interested, she tells me, I want you to delete the videos, the intimate videos that we did between us when we were in the bed and I'd filmed those videos.
Oh
She
God.
intimated to me afterwards, right in that bed, that she did enjoy it, but she was uncomfortable with it, which I'm like, cool, makes perfect sense. So what did I do? I went right to deleting it that moment. So when she asked me this at the end, I told her, listen, I already deleted it before. And then she goes on to say, well, I need proof. So I show her my gallery. I show her my recently deleted, right? And she said, well, I want to see your hidden folder. Because now I feel like, you call me a liar or whatever. Like, now also I don't want to show her my hidden folder because I have personal stuff in there. So I ended up sending her a screen recording of my hidden folder despite me not wanting to. And I could kind of guess I understand because from her perspective, intimate videos and photos of someone you were with, like after you guys stopped being together, you delete them. And I fully believe that. Tell me how I find out that during a live stream with Libby, not only did this woman keep intimate videos of me, she was sharing it with her and the person that was in her hotel room.
That's wild.
I don't want to make it bigger because then it was like see the rest of.
There's not a video.
Not time ago.
She just showed me a video from ABBA.
How nasty do you have to be to demand that somebody deletes videos of you? Which I respect.
Everybody here is weird. I don't trust none of y'all.
But then this girl has the audacity to keep shit on me. Not gonna lie, that was nasty work. But the L's on me because you should never send videos of yourself. The only person out of all these people who claimed I mostly abused them was Libby. She was lying flat out about the vast majority of the incidents she was referencing. Look, if you want to say I deserve L's for not using protection, sure, absolutely. If you want to say I was an L for staying and engaging in that toxic relationship with Libby, sure. You want to say I need an L for playing fast and loose in these streets, not an issue. But a lot of this other stuff is just make-believe. And for me, for the medical stuff, because I think a lot of people are asking, like, was that just a lie? I went through something pretty serious medically involving my kidneys and my testes in 2022. It was ongoing for quite some time. I already showed it to a few content creators because some people were asking me for proof or whatever it was. But I'm just not really interested in showing my own medical tests on the internet. Listen, after...
Valid. Okay, I'm not saying that he didn't get told that he has a low sperm count, but my thing is, after the first woman that you got pregnant, wouldn't you be like, oh, okay, my sperm count apparently isn't low enough? Why does it take you getting 3 women pregnant before you can be like, oh wait, it's my swimmers are still swimming? So I don't think that's a reasonable excuse. Is that, my doctor told me that because I had health issues and problems with my testicles that, my sperm count is low, so let me just start skeeting the bitches everywhere. Like, I don't think that is valid at all. So I do think he needs to take responsibility for that. He has said, hey, he take his L's and that, he shouldn't have been loosey-goosey, as he put it, with these women. So he's taking accountability. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I do wish that he would have addressed what the chick from Switzerland said, because in the other video she said that Libby told her that he was also taking meds that helped lower his sperm count. So if you are sleeping with women under the false pretense that they're not going to get pregnant because your sperm count is so dangerously low that the chance of them getting pregnant is like slim to none, I think that's wrong. If you know that you are actively getting women pregnant, I don't think you should be telling future women that you sleep with unprotected that, oh, you're not going to get pregnant, or it's a low chance because my swimmers, they don't swim like that, and my doctor told me I have a low sperm count. I don't think you can keep using that line, and it sounds like he used that line for each woman. They all came forward and said that he said that. And when the girl from Switzerland was on the phone with him, she had that phone recording where she's like, yeah, why'd you tell Libby that? Like, that's wrong for you to say you were taking meds to lower your sperm count. He doesn't deny it at all. So that is the sketchy part. It's like, it does seem like you're being deceitful in that regard. And maybe that's also why the women don't want to keep the baby, because they didn't even expect to get pregnant. Because they just, blindly believed what he said. So I do wish he would have addressed that. He doesn't.
After my relationship with Libby ended, I'm not gonna lie, I was moving a bit crazy. Yeah, I'm still, the abortion really affected me. That whole dynamic of
So if that affected you so much, why did you go out and sleep with another woman unprotected and possibly repeat that whole situation again? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I guess that's what makes this so confusing. And Abba is in his mid-30s. I would expect this from someone in their, teenage years, or maybe we can give, not a pass, but more understanding for someone who's in like their early 20s, like 21, 22. Maybe we can be like, he's young, dumb, and full of, maybe. But someone in their mid-30s, I just wouldn't expect this, It's very strange. And he has money as well. You have, you make really good money, obviously, from your YouTube channel. Why would you put yourself in a predicament where these women can take advantage of you and can, try to get you for child support? And the interesting part is he mentioned this same thing when he was dragging, Walter from Fresh and Fit. He was saying like, I don't even care if they get you for child support because you're so irresponsible.
Y'all are so goddamn irresponsible about it. I don't even care if you guys get caught up having to pay child support.
So you said that about Fresh, but you're moving in the same irresponsible way? I think, that's why people are side-eyeing him. And I don't, I'm not trying to keep kicking his back in, but hey, this is just my honest take on this whole situation. But, he's addressed it already. They have said what they said. He's, acknowledging that he's gotten all these women pregnant, and it is what it is, okay? This is just what he decided to do, I guess. We can lay this to rest after this. He's already addressed it, unless more women come out and say he got them pregnant too. Then we might talk about it. But yeah, we can lay this to rest.
Being certain I'm going to be a father and being with somebody who's constantly threatened to kill your child, that shit took a toll on me. It fucked me up. And I just wasn't good. I will figure that stuff out on my own. But that's just not something I want to do on the internet.
I feel you.
When we think about abortions, I think we only think about the women being
very
involved.
personal.
But I can assure you, it being the first time I was ever involved, it was tough. So it also feels like a lot of people are arguing it's a straw man of me. I think on my channel, I mention all the time how often I make mistakes, how often I fuck things up in a relationship, how often I'm the one who's the one in the wrong. It happens all the time. There's literally videos I would say I was wrong. It's okay. I was definitely wrong in this situation in many different ways. And I think we've always said this when we've covered a lot of celebrity-related stuff. Like, you don't know these people. You don't know what's going on in their private lives. You don't know what they're dealing with. And I'm no different. You guys might know parts of me. You guys might know some things. If you watch us long enough, I think I've already spoken in the past about my issues with condom use. It's not something I'm proud of or whatever it is, but that's just the truth.
We'll work on it, brother. What do you mean your issues with condom use? Just use them. Just start using them, or get your shit snipped. What is it called when they? Vasectomy? Get a vasectomy then, if that's what you want to do and you don't mind getting STDs. Because let's not act like pregnancy is the only thing that can, happen from unprotected sex. STDs can happen as well. Like, this is very scary that you just cool with, but I don't like condoms, so, you get a dick, you get a dick. I barely know you, but okay, let's fuck raw. Like, that is crazy. That is insane. Like, that's like mentally disturbed insane. So I'm convinced that he's just as crazy as Libby. What the fuck?
It ain't pretty, but me being honest. That's on me for not protecting myself, for not protecting the brand, different things. But at the end of the day, these are all adults. These are all consenting people. That's all I'll say.
Alrighty, and there's that. Okay, straight from Abba's mouth. He has given us the, explanation of what went down. So there you have it. People who are saying, I don't think these girls were actually pregnant. He's saying that they were all pregnant. He got them all pregnant. He skeeted in them raw, okay? That's what he decided to do with women that he, two of the women he just had met. They met up one time and had unprotected sex, and he skeeted in them from their first meeting. So that's what he chose to do. But he's taking, accountability. He's acknowledging that he has his issues and that he was wrong. And, what else can he do? It is what it is. Of course, people were kicking his back in because of all the things he has said in the past about other men and how they should make better decisions and how irresponsible they are and how dare you do da da da. You know, he was talking big shit, and anytime Fresh and Fit did anything, he would make a whole video about it. That was like their thing. Is they breathe wrong and he's making a video and talking shit and rubbing it in their face. So, you know, people were throwing that at him like, wait, how was you doing all that, but this is how you've been living? Like, that's crazy, you know? So, you know, that's what people had to say about the whole situation, and I've said everything I have to say. Like I said, I feel like we can put this to rest now. Hopefully no other women will come out. Jesus, for his sake, for everybody's sake. You know, and then we could just end this. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this stuff, and I'll see you on the next time. Bye.